Hi, welcome to A Message of Hope. I'm Pastor Mark. It's about day 10 of the coronavirus quarantine. We've all been sitting in our houses for about a week. We've gone shopping, we've filled our shelves, we've tried to figure out what the world's going to do. And now, as we enter our 10th day, I find something very interesting happening is that we're going to be still. Difficult to do when we're a doing society. Can't go to work. Businesses are shut down, can't go to restaurants, can't go to the movies. Sitting down, being still. And the fourth gospel records a very interesting thing that happens. We know that Jesus has been making food for 10,000 people, and the disciples have been busy all day picking up those plates and feeding the 10,000. And as the day ends, I can imagine that the disciples were exhausted, as was Jesus. And Jesus tells the disciples, let's get in the boat and go to the other side of Galilee. And so they do. They get into the boat. They do something they are very familiar with it, and that's rowing boats. And the gospel records that Jesus gets in the back of the boat in the stern and falls asleep on a pillow. And as they're rowing, a great squall comes along and starts to capsize the boat. Water coming on, scaring them. The disciples turn to Jesus and wake him up and say, aren't you worried about us drowning? Of course he's worried about that. To remember that God's in the boat with us. We've been asked to get into a boat. It doesn't keep us from the storm. It keeps us safe in the storm. And that God is with us. The gospel records that Jesus stands up, puts his arms out, and says, peace, be still. And the squall stops, the water goes completely flat, and it's still. The gospel records that the disciples were terrified. Isn't it interesting that they're terrified not in the squall, but in the quiet? I think this is a time this week when we're having times to reflect. This is an opportunity to be grateful. This is an opportunity to look around and see what God has provided. Do you have enough? I walked outside on a walk yesterday and I saw dads with their wives and dads with their kids, and they were walking on the side of the street. They were doing chalk on the sidewalks. There was a lot of laughter. This is an opportunity for us to see exactly where we're at. It's a reset time. So, I think the lesson of hope this week is don't be afraid. Be still. Know that God's in charge. Be well. Pastor Mark saying goodbye.